Canadian Prime Minister Mr. Mark Carney few days back in Davos during the World Economic Forum. And also, maybe some of you have like listened to the short speech of Mr. Lawrence Wong, the Singaporean Prime Minister, after the escalation of this war in Gulf. Both of them have categorically pointed out the world has changed. The world that we are living, this world of order, has been broken. So this WTO or like tariff regime or the world order that we were used to, or the whole global trade was depended on this particular WTO-based tariff regime, it will be no more. This will be kind of an era of reciprocal tariff and kind of a competition between countries. So things will be difficult, and things will be maybe more difficult for smaller countries like Bangladesh, who are trying to be graduating from LDC status. And for these situation, Bangladesh has no other alternatives but to have bilateral relationship with our trusted partners, to have similar preferential access to their markets. And who can be a better partner than Japan? Because if you have got a partnership or an agreement with Japan, you can go to anybody in this world that we have got an agreement with Japan, and any country in the world will be kind of interested to have this agreement with you. And Japan, I think, they have got already more than 20 EPAs, I think, with various countries. Bangladesh maybe 25 or something, 25, I think, in terms of number. Because when I left Japan, I think at that time it was already 21. So I think by this time it has crossed maybe 25 or something. And Bangladesh has joined that list of EPAs of Japan. And opportunities that Mr. 𝗙𝗶𝗵𝘁𝘀 has clearly mentioned. Actually, the Bangladeshi Japanese companies that are operating in Bangladesh, mostly they are having trading businesses in Bangladesh. But this EPA, under this, as there will be clear-cut procedures, like scripted now, for the Japanese companies to come to Bangladesh. New initiatives will be there, I think, for the service companies to penetrate Bangladesh, which will be good news for Bangladesh, meaning there will be more foreign investment, FDIs from Japanese companies. 𝗙𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁 has categorically mentioned 6-7 sectors. Hopefully, there will be surge of investment at least in these sectors in the coming days. So Bangladeshi companies can take this opportunity, grasp this opportunity to forming partnerships, joint ventures with the Japanese companies. But there will be challenges. If we just sign this agreement and sit idle in our rooms, in our offices, nothing will happen. We have got some time, because there is a possibility that maybe our this LDC graduation will be deferred by a while, and also this, as you have heard, that this tariff deduction will be gradual from 5 to 18 years. This we have got a kind of cushion period. Within this time, we need to be prepared. We need to be having this global standard to have businesses with companies from the world, and especially with Japanese companies. There is no question that we need to have quality products of global standards. We have to increase our productivity, and also a sector where we are lagging very badly, that is branding our products. We have to strengthen our branding of our marketing of our products globally. And also, we need to inculcate technology, especially technologies like AI. This will be the age of AI in the coming years. So if we can grasp this as, and only in technology, even Bangladesh can compete with anybody in the world in terms of inculcating technology. So we have to have this, and also we have to upskill our skill sets of our workers, our managers, and everybody. So, like with these, we can be better prepared, and only then we can have the benefit. We can enjoy the full benefit of this EPA, which will be, of course, better. We'll be having better days than that we are having right now in terms of bilateral trade with Japan. And 𝗙𝗵𝗴𝗵𝘁 has very rightly taken the side of both the countries, and he has categorically mentioned that both Japan and Bangladesh will be benefited from this particular EPA. And let's hope. But for that, as I have mentioned, we have to be prepared. We need to take proper steps, and for that also, this is not a private sector issue. We have signed the EPA, so this all the onus is with the private sector, not like that. The public sector, that means the government, has to decide the private sector and walk the path together in helping, facilitating the private sector. And maybe one of those initiatives, as 𝗙𝗵𝗴𝗵𝘁 mentioned this morning, that EPB has already started for this preparation, how public sector can support our private sectors to be prepared to reap the benefit of this particular EPA with Japan. Okay, now time to move on. Now we'll be hearing from our Japanese colleague, Mr. Hajime Suzuki, who has come all the way from Tokyo this morning to join us. And from him, we'd like to hear about the Japanese market, the current trends, the changes that is happening in Japan, especially their import market, and some very essential tips for the Japanese, Bangladeshi companies who would like to have access or penetrate the Japanese import market. So over to Suzuki-san.
So thank you for your introduction, Mr. 𝗙𝗏𝗏. It's my pleasure to be invited to this roundtable. And well, this is my 6th time visiting Dhaka. And so the first time I came together with Mr. 𝗙𝗏𝗏 when he was a commercial counselor. And I'm happy to serve as a bridge between the Bangladesh and the Japanese economy. And so I am an exhibition trade show specialist. So I've been working in this industry for 26 years. And so, but probably you don't know who I am and also what we do. So let me do like a very brief introduction about my company. So 𝗙𝗏𝗏 is one of the largest exhibition organizers around the world, doing 350 events all across in 22 countries. And I am working in 𝗙𝗏𝗏 Japan, which is the largest exhibition organizer in Japan, doing around 35% of the exhibitions in Japan is done by us. So we do 109 exhibitions in 38 different industry sectors, having over 27,000 exhibitors and 1.4 million visitors, which is a quite big scale because we do serve in many industries. And these are the industries that we serve. So, well, because here there's various industry professionals, so we do like a exhibition, for example, like for the fashion, lifestyle, jewelry, those kind of consumer goods. But also we also do many exhibitions in the high-tech industries, for example, like for the IT, AI, smart energy, and also automotive industry. That's why I believe that we can also be beneficial for the Bangladesh companies, of course for exporters, but also for importers who have interest in doing partnership with the Japanese industry as well. And well, because June has already explained a lot for the EPA and also those kind of things, I don't think I'm gonna describe more about the EPA. But so as you know, because Japan is like the 3rd largest economy in the world, and it's a very stable and high value market. That's why for the Bangladesh companies, I'm quite sure that there's gonna be a very strong opportunity to do business in Japan. And also the EPA will also drive the growth. So first of all, I'd like to tell you about, what's the difference with the Japanese business culture with the rest of the world? First of all, one of the biggest differences is the management style. So if you have been working with the European and also with the US companies, most of them are doing a top-down management. So when you talk to the president or the key person, the decision is made. In Japan, it's opposite. It's a bottom-up management. That's why meeting with the managers, directors, and the president, all layers are very important because it's by a team decision. And the final approval will be made by the management level. That's why trade shows are also quite important because even when you meet the president, if the manager says no, it doesn't work. That's why meeting with multiple layers is going to be very important to have success in the Japanese market. And also for the business culture in Japan. So once you enter the Japanese market, you can also have benefits because Japan also prefers to have a long-term business, the payments are on time, and also doing business with Japanese companies will help you have a good reputation for the business worldwide. And also, it's going to be some kind of proof of the high quality production and also manufacturing. So having trust, building relationship, and also patience are important to have success with the Japanese market. It is. And of course, all of you, when you try to do business with a company, you want to have a big order. But as I told you, trust is important. And also starting business is important. That's why trying to take like small orders or even sample orders with new customers and building a good relationship will be the first step. And then you're going to be able to enter the Japanese market with a good start and then expand step by step. And so this is going to be the reality in Japan. So Japan and China have had a very strong relationship for decades. But for these 10 to 15 years, Japanese market is shifting to relocate outside China because of the political risk between Japan and China. And that's why Japanese companies are now reducing their dependence on China, and especially last year from November because of the tension between Japan and China politically has been very sensitive. That's why many Japanese companies are also trying to find other partners outside China. And that's why new suppliers, you have the opportunity, and also the supply chain is now shifting from China to Southeast Asia and also East Asia. So now is a chance for Bangladesh companies. And then who's now getting in is, the reality is, of course, Bangladesh is also trying to get in the market, but also other countries are also getting in. And for example, Vietnam maintains to be like consistently participating in trade shows in Japan to have a very big presence in Japan. And also the other Asian countries are also showing up even more, especially after the COVID-19. The participation to trade shows has been increasingly from the Southeast Asian countries. That's why now Japanese buyers are also trying to find like an alternative from China to others. That's why for Bangladesh, if you don't have the visibility, the other countries will be getting in. And like this. So these are the photos of this year's exhibition. So many of the Southeast Asian countries are getting into our exhibitions. And also your neighbors like from Sri Lanka, India, Singapore, Pakistan are also now aggressively targeting to get the Japanese market. And what I feel is the core problem is not a problem, it's a more opportunity because Bangladesh has the capability, but not so much in visibility. That's why, what I believe, Bangladesh has competitive cost and talent, and but Japanese reward the continuity, relationship building, and long-term experience. That's why the market share follows availability. And that I have been talking with Mr. 𝗙𝗏𝗵𝘁𝘀 when he was in Japan as a commercial counselor. So, for example, in 2015, for the IT sector, together with the Bangladesh Computer Council basis, it was the first time to participate in the IT week in 2015. That time, for the IT sector, for the outsourcing, most of the Japanese people only recognized China and India. No one has known about the Bangladesh IT sector, but this was the start. So it was like an information stand, doing some kind of a seminar together to let the Bangladesh people understand more about the Bangladesh IT sector, and then continuously exhibiting every year. And then 2019, you can see Mr. Hassan Adit in the middle doing a presentation, and also with the branding like Bangladesh, the next ICT destination. Having visibility at the exhibition, and also this time 34 Bangladesh companies exhibited, and also doing the presentation one by one, 10 minutes by each, to introduce about their technology. This was a very effective way to let the Japanese industry to understand how Bangladesh can perform, and also how to do more business in Japan. And from 2015, as exception during the COVID-19 period, Bangladesh couldn't exist for 2 or 3 years, but they have been participating every year for the IT sector, and the visibility has been increasing year by year. And also for the fashion sector as well. The EPB has been participating every year to support with DhkaPress and also DhkaPress to be participating in our Fashion World Tokyo. And we, as an organizer, we like to support the Bangladesh companies even more. That's why this year we're gonna do a special marketing promotion for Bangladesh to appoint Bangladesh as a famous country to do like a Discover Bangladesh. So we're gonna do like a much more marketing to have more visibility of the show, and also like seminars, networking, so the Japanese companies will understand more about the Bangladesh. And I really hope that this will also drive the business between Bangladesh and also Japan, because the EPA is going to be important, but frankly speaking, most of the business people don't understand what's going to be changing with the EPA between Bangladesh and Japan. That's why at the event, showing the visibility and also telling the Japanese business people that so what's going to be changing with the EPA, what's going to be the opportunity for the Bangladesh companies is going to be important. And also I'm quite sure the EPA is also doing a presentation about so what's going to be an opportunity for the Japanese business. And that's going to be very important for Bangladesh and also Japan. And then so why I believe that exhibitions are important for like the Bangladesh business people is because you can meet with thousands of buyers in one venue for the industry professionals, and also the decision makers attend in person. And not only decision makers, but also their colleagues, like the managers and also director levels, they also come together. That's why, as I told you before, it's a team management in Japan. You can meet with multiple layers people at once. That's why it's going to be very important. And also, your competitors, all of them are going to be here. If Bangladesh doesn't have presence, that means the other countries will have presence and also strengthening their position to get more market share. And so this is like a just simple comparison between like exhibitions and also like other marketing methods. I'm not telling that exhibitions is perfect. You can do like a mix between exhibitions and also other things as well, because exhibitions can offer a broader market reach, with the industry professionals, and also you can do it face to face. Japanese people is a very, I'll say, it's not easy to deal for the first time, because so unless you meet them, it's difficult to start. That's why exhibition is going to be a very important factor for you to meet face to face and also have trust. And also that's why, so I think there's multiple sectors that have opportunity, like the garments, leather, ceramics, ICT, food, pharmaceutical. There's many people here, and also if you have never tried to do anything in Japan, the first step, I believe, shall be exhibitions to have more wider presence, and then maybe in cooperation with associations or embassy in Tokyo, you can do a selective like a seminar or webinar with the people you have contacts. But so with seminars and webinars, you can only contact with the people you know. But in exhibitions, you can also contact with a wider audience. That's why doing a combination between exhibitions and also those kind of seminars will be good to have like a wider presence, and then after that, to have a follow-up together with those people that you already know. And so for my next strategy conclusion is that our exhibition will be provide structured sector access, but it doesn't have to be our show, there's a lot of other shows also in Japan. That's why so try to do some exhibitions in Japan to have more visibility and also to start the business in Japan. And also to meet those targeted export people. And also that's why so the support from EPB will be very important. To have like a government-led coordination will be significantly increasing successful rates. So it's very difficult for just one SME to get in the Japanese market and have success. But also, as a national pavilion, the Japanese people will understand much better about the Bangladesh opportunity, and also you'll have even better trust with the industry people. That's why so for the first step, I recommend you to try to gather as a pavilion, and then if you have like a partner, maybe in the future, you can also do it together with the Japanese partner. And then the long-term commitment will outperform the one-time participation. And so that's why I recommend you to do it step by step, and not only for 1 year, also for multiple years. And that's why so every time I tell the industry people, this is not only for the Bangladesh, but also for other countries as well. I recommend you to have your 3-year strategy, not just for 1 year. The first year will be like a market testing and also for the distributor identification. Don't stop with 1 year, because if you stop with 1 year, that's going to be a waste of your investment. So then for the year 2, you can also have the partnership and also to adopt the local market. And then year 3, you're going to have a scaling contracts and also for the brand establishment. That's why so when you try to get in the market, try to consider with not for a single year strategy, but for a multiple year strategy, because that's going to be the best way to penetrate the Japanese market, to have trust and also have continuous presence in Japan. And I'm quite sure that exhibitions can serve as a platform across all phases for you. And so from the next slide, I'll just show you some industries that I can recommend for the Bangladesh companies to take part in the shows, but it's your choice. It could be our shows, it could be other organized shows, but trying is going to be the first step. So, for example, for the consumer goods, we also have shows like the fashion, cosmetics, lifestyle. These will be some shows to have good visibility in the Japanese sector, and EPB is supporting their participation in Fashion World Tokyo and also Lifestyle Week as well. And then also like for the food sector, we also have a JPEX, which is like a International Food and Beverage Expo, and also an agricultural show as well. And then if you have doing business, for example, for the medical or healthcare or pharmaceutical, we also do a show for Medical Japan, and also Interflex is the largest pharmaceutical event held in Tokyo. And then also for the IT and information security, Japan IT Week, which I told you that you're participating from 2015. This is a platform for the companies to do more business in the IT sector. And also, like for the AI and deep tech, we're also doing like the largest AI event in Japan. So if you're doing some business in AI, this is a show that you can participate, or if you want to learn more about AI or deep tech, you can come and also to visit the show to understand more about the industry trends. And this is my last slide. This is something I showed you before, but so as I told you, we're doing exhibitions in 38 different industry sectors, and I'm happy to serve as a platform to connect the Bangladesh and also the Japanese economy. And I really love to be here to support all of you. And also, I have my colleague, Mr. Najim, so he can also be supporting you in any ways to be the platform for the Bangladesh companies to doing more business in Japan. So thank you very much. This is my presentation, and I really hope that so to enjoy the roundtable.
Thank you, Suzuki-san. I wish I had met you 2014. Things I have learned in 4.5 years. He has briefed you in 15-20 minutes. That would have been much helpful for me. And আমি একটু বাংলায় বলি, মানে ওনারা যাতে কম বোঝেন আর কি। আসলে কিন্তু মানে এই যে একটা 3 বছরের একটা স্ট্র্যাটেজির কথা বলবো না, যারা জাপানে ব্যবসা করতে যাবেন, এটা একদম পুরো সত্যি। আমার কাছে অনেক কোম্পানি বলেছে যে ধরেন একটা মেলার শেষে এসে পর 1 বছর 2 বছর 3 বছর গেছে, আমাকে স্টেজে সেভাবে বলছে বোথ এই অ্যাপারেল কোম্পানি এবং আইটি কোম্পানি। আরিফ ভাই দেখেন এই লোক কিন্তু আমাকে প্রথম বছরই ব্যবসা দিতে পারে, প্রথম বছর সেখানে আইসা দেখছে আর কি, যে কথা কথা এই মানে উর্মি ফ্যাশনের কি জাপান মার্কেট সঙ্গে সিরিয়াস কিনা, তার প্রোডাক্ট মানে কিন্তু সে প্রথম বছরই অর্ডার দিতে পারে, দেখেছে, তার সাথে কথা বলেছে, তার সাথে তথ্য হয়েছে, তার ওয়েবসাইটে নিয়েছে, সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে এসে তার সাথে আবার মেলাতে দেখা হয়েছে। এবং এমন হয় যে সাধারণত সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে পরে তারা আবার বাংলাদেশে অনেক কোম্পানি আসে, আমি অনেক সেক্টরে শুনেছি, ইভেন আপনার যে ফ্রোজেন ফুডেরও এসে তারা ফ্যাক্টরি দেখে গেছে, এবং থার্ড বছরে গেছে তখন সে তার ফার্স্ট অর্ডারটা প্লেস করেছে। এবং সেই পার্টি এবং সেই লোক সেই একই সমীকরণ সেই একই, অর্থাৎ সে দেখলো জাপান মার্কেটের বিষয় সে কতটা সিরিয়াস, সেখানে ব্যবসা করার কত সিরিয়াস, তার ধৈর্য, তার পেশেন্স, তার পার্সিভারেন্স কতটুকু আছে, এবং তারপর দেখে সে থার্ড ইয়ারে তার ফার্স্ট অর্ডারটা প্লেস করেছে। একটু ধৈর্যের বিষয় আছে, পেশেন্স ইজ দ্য থিং দ্যাট সুজুকি-সান ওয়াজ মেনশনিং, এন্ড এটা আমার 4.5 বছর লাগছে শিখতে, আপনারা আজকে এক সকালে শিখে গেলেন। জাপানে গেলে একটু অনেক কিছু খুব সংক্ষেপে বলেছে, কিন্তু অনেক কাজের কথাগুলি বলেছে, জাপানের মার্কেটে পেনিট্রেশনের বিষয়, these things will be very helpful I think for any company from any sector for that matter. And অনেক এখানে there are lots of fairs, and of course you are free to join, but EPB will be selective, of course based on our resource constraint. We will be selecting some of their fairs and we will be joining some of the fairs in this fiscal year and hopefully next fiscal year. And for example, IT week is being participated by Bangladesh Computer Council and High Tech Park Authority. That's another ball game. So all these sectors we can gradually enter the Japanese market with our coordinated and proper preparation, and maybe with the help of our fellows colleagues in Japan also. And for your kind information, Bangladesh ETD will be also with the participating companies will be joining in Fashion World in April, inshallah next April we'll be joining there, and we'll be also organizing another seminar like promoting Bangladeshi apparel industry in Japan. And as suggested by Suzuki-san, maybe we need to make a presentation on EPA also. What will be the benefit for the Japanese importers, or what can they expect from this EPA in this particular seminar? Already we have got some confirmation of some of the speakers for that seminar. 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 son of Bangladesh, Dhaka will be speaking in this seminar in April, and also from 𝗙𝗀𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗀. 𝗙𝗀𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗀 from 𝗙𝗀𝗵𝘁 will be also presenting in that because he is also have long experience. Earlier he used to work for 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 Bangladesh, and he will be on now. He has joined 𝗙𝗀𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗀. He has got diverse and long experience about Bangladeshi markets, so he will be speaking for Bangladesh in Tokyo in this seminar. And of course there will be presentations from Bangladeshi apparel industry also participating in this, and also from EPB maybe on EPA, maybe from Ministry of Commerce, and also from Bangladesh Embassy in Tokyo. So it will be hopefully very comprehensive seminar that will be organizing during this fashion one with the support of RX Japan. But the thing is, Japan is a unique market, not like other typical market like maybe European or the American market or Canada, Australia. It's a bit different. You need to be a little bit patient about that, have to establish a kind of a long-term partnership with your Japanese colleagues. But the continuous participation and the visibility of Bangladeshi sectors are the key to be successful in the Japanese export market. So Suzuki-san, thank you for your in-depth and concise presentation, and that I hope that will be very beneficial for our sectors. And for that matter, maybe now it's time to open the floor and hear from the sectors. So I'd like to first request our partners from apparel sector, from Managing Director of 𝗙𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗀. Ashok, would you like to please start